So this is known as dualism because the claim is, for humans at least, there are two separate things. There's our material bodies and there's our immaterial minds. Now Descartes made two arguments for dualism. One argument involved observations about human action. So Descartes lived in a fairly sophisticated time, and his time did have robots. These were not electrical robots, of course. They were robots powered by hydraulics. So Descartes would walk around the French royal gardens, and the French royal gardens were set up like a 17th century Disneyland. They had these characters that would operate according to water flow. And so if you stepped on a certain panel, a swordsman would jump out with a sword. If you stepped somewhere else, a bathing beauty would cover herself up behind some bushes. And Descartes said, boy, these machines respond in certain ways.
So,
to certain actions.
First part,
so machines
I definitely
can do certain things. In fact, he says, our bodies work that way too. If you tap somebody on the knee, your leg will jump out. Well, maybe that's all we are. But Descartes said that can't be, because there are things that humans do that no machine could ever do. Humans are not limited to reflexive action. Rather, humans are capable of coordinated, creative, spontaneous things. We can use language, for instance. And sometimes my use of language, it can be reflexive. Somebody says, how are you? And I say, I am fine, how are you? But sometimes I could say what I choose to be. How are you? Pretty damn good. I can just choose. And machines, Descartes argued, are incapable of that sort of choice. Hence, we are not mere machines. The second argument is, of course, quite famous. And this was the method, this he came to using the method of doubt. So he started asking himself the question, what can I be sure of? And he said, well, I believe there's a God, but honestly, I can't be sure there's a God. I believe I live in a rich country, but maybe I've been fooled. He even said, I believe I have...
So definitely there were some omissions there and an anomaly. I know that
had friends and family, but maybe I am being tricked. Maybe an evil demon, for instance, has tricked me, has deluded me into thinking I have experiences that aren't real. And of course, the modern version of this is the Matrix. The idea, the Matrix is explicitly built upon Cartesian Descartes' worries about an evil demon. Maybe everything you're now experiencing is not real, but rather is a product of some other, perhaps malevolent creature. Descartes similarly could doubt he has a body. In fact, he noticed that madmen sometimes believe they have extra limbs, or they believe they're of different sizes and shapes than they really are. And Descartes said, how do I know I'm not crazy? I mean, crazy people don't think they're crazy, so the fact I don't think I'm crazy doesn't mean I'm not crazy. How do I know, Descartes said, I'm not dreaming right now? But there is one thing, Descartes concluded, that he cannot doubt. And the answer is he cannot doubt that he is himself thinking. That would be self-refuting. And so Descartes used the method of doubt to say there's something really different about having a body. That's always uncertain from having a mind. And he used this argument as a way to support dualism, as a way to support the idea that bodies and minds are separate.